guys. It says, oh, you leveled up to 15, and then it just shuts the stream off for whatever flipping reason. So, let's see. Give me a second. I'm going to give you guys just a minute to get back here. I'm going to try to fill these factories up. As for the walkthrough city, you guys, I have been doing the best I can to get that thing leveled up quickly. I've just been super, super busy. So, hang on. Let me find that. Oh, wrong one. There it is. Okay. Get it charging. Alrighty. Also, I noticed that somebody had mentioned this the other day, and it's something that, you know, I would think would usually be pretty obvious, but I could see how somebody may not understand. So, if you are placing a building, okay, it doesn't matter what the building is really. If you're placing a building like this, apparently people have been storing it and then replacing it to try to get it to turn. All you have to do is pull the direction you want it to go. You don't actually have to place it and then put it back in storage. If you want it facing this way, you just pull your, stylus or whatever it is you're using. You pull the building in the direction you wish to place it. And then you hit the green check mark. You don't actually have to place it, place it, store it to try to get it in a different direction. Okay, now, as for... Hang on just a second here. As for the monster and your VU pass here, try to... If you are a person that is playing to the Missy's Building Guide and you're playing to win Mega, you're going to want to save your card upgrades for when you hit Mega. Okay, we've talked about that. So, another thing, you guys, hang on just a second here. For you guys that are actually higher level players that have, maybe you're at the point where you've been playing the game a long time and you're wanting to do something design-wise, and you just don't know where to get started. I wanted to talk to you guys about something. I'm trying to figure out how to word it, but it's kind of like perspective. So, for example, Steiner Hills is a perfect example of what type of player I'm referring to. He's been playing the game for several years now, about 2 years, and so he has some buildings, saved up over time. Now, if you look back to what his map was before he started designing, it was embarrassing compared to what it is now, right? And mine was the same way, you guys. Actually, to be honest with you, mine was worse than his. I had my very first city. When you start out, you're not going to have something glamorous. You're just starting out. That's a given, right? But I'm talking like my shit was so bad, you guys. I had roads running into buildings. I had zigzagged roads all over the place. And I think when you first start playing, it kind of seems like your city's supposed to be laid out in a certain fashion. Like, here's your homes, here's the roads, and then here's your services away from the homes. And it kind of gives the same general layout for everybody, right? Then as time goes on, you start to unlock pieces of your map and you start to unlock buildings. And you just kind of slowly place those buildings out and about, right? And it just kind of eventually turns into this very congested cluster mess, right? And you get used to it and you don't really do anything with it. Now, it becomes a whole different game when you really jump into the designing aspect of this game. For example, I can tell, it's something that you just noticed, but I can tell that by the way that Steiner Hills was playing his game, before, as opposed to the way he is now, he's a totally different player. I can see aspects of the game. So before he was talking like, oh, it's really awesome that I can, do this, or, oh, this looks really cool, or whatever. But now, he has pride in his city. And instead of it being, I wake up and I do the same thing on the game every day, now it's like I've opened up this whole new game for him, right? And so when you guys are playing your city, you don't have to have a trash city. Like, so many people say, oh, I'm not good at designing, or I just can't do it, or I have no patience, or whatever the case is. But you got to try, right? Anything's got to be better than just at some congested shit show. The best thing that you can do is get the ambition. That's first, okay? So even if you're somebody who's been playing the game a long time and you have a lot of stuff on your map, you'd be surprised just about like from here to, I'd say here is a huge area, and it looks so much smaller when you have stuff on it, right? But do the best that you can to kind of clean up some of this stuff, move it over to the side. You don't have to, so many people just tear everything up all at once. Don't do that. Just kind of look at your map and see what can I do in a bigger picture. Like, try to think of a general idea. Okay, you're not going to have all the details figured out based off that idea, but like you're going to start thinking like, okay, I know I want this, I know I want that, but don't go through and start bulldozing all your roads, because you may keep that road and then now you have to upgrade it again to get it to the upgrade that you actually like. Now, for instance, this area here, I don't know if he's on the stream just yet, but if you are here, this is going to be a very important part of his map, and whatever he's got going on here is nowhere near presentable. This area here, he's got to have the road on this side in order to have the buildings facing us, which is totally cool. But as you can see, these trees show the road a lot, and you can tell that he used 4 packs of trees because of the way that they're conforming around. He may have to pick some of those up and place them out in singles, maybe use something like the green valley trees along the back row, and then kind of maybe use some of the lighter ones going this way. The trees aren't the bigger issue. The bigger issue is that the shops are facing the wrong direction, and that it's almost like it's supposed to be seen like this, but his map is supposed to go like this. So when you go like this, it just clashes, right? So what he could do is maybe move the shops facing say he faces his city this way. And this is something that a lot of people, it never even crossed their mind to do. And that is have their city face a specific direction when you're building. Even if you're not somebody who wants all your buildings facing a specific direction, you should always have a starting point, okay? Because it's going to be very difficult to make your map look good if you're always at a different angle when you're building. Because when you turn it and say, okay, it looks really good like this, and then you, let's say, turn it like this and you build something, it may look like complete shit going this way now, right? And so it's important that that's the very first thing you pick, is which direction you want to face your city. Once you've chosen that, then get the general idea. So usually what I do is I try to think about the bigger picture first. Then the little details come in after the fact. So if you tell me that you want a downtown Vegas style city, I'm starting to think, okay, entertainment, flashy, stuff that lights up, that kind of stuff. This area here, what did he do? Okay, so it looks like he put yellow trees going straight. So I'm not sure what he's got going on over here or here, but honestly, with the way that the trees are, it almost I'm kind of thinking he should do like 80% trees versus water. So, for example, if he was to line around his residentials with these trees on both sides, right? And then just kind of have it go diagonally, like a diagonal bingo line, right? And put the shops on one side. It's kind of hard to explain what I'm trying to say here. Basically, instead of it being water flowing through his residentials, have it be trees, if that makes sense. Now, as for up here, this is a water line, you know? And so it should be, there should be something here that catches your eye. This does not catch the eye. This blocks stuff off. These two buildings here are blocking stuff off. The government building is certainly nothing to be showing off. Anything, even if you put like one of each of those the spitting water towers up or something here should be a display. And because his map is facing this way, this here should have something that catches your eye. You know what I mean? This just looks like clutter. Now, same with over here. Like if he was to put the trees going this way, maybe even do a castle display with a wall. He could do that if he wanted. Up here, he's got all of his... Okay, hold on. Let's see what he did up here. Okay. I like what he did with the little bridge. That's cute. Let's see. I like the Christmas display. I like the way he did the river back there. One suggestion is maybe put one or two different trees right here in front of the bear so you can see them a little bit better. Other than that, I mean, it looks good. Honestly, that part looks really good. Let's see. Okay, over here. He's got to finish his bridge. I do like the suspension bridge. That looks really good. I'm really hating this mayor's house. I'm not going to lie. That shit just looks... This area right here. These two buildings, even the horses, honestly, are out of place. This needs some work. Even if... Hang on a minute. Give me a second here. You guys, I'll be right back. I have a call I have to deal with.